what are the key components needed to keep a healthy relationship?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think Sister Yinka has said quite a lot, and there isn't so much I can add to that. So first is a healthy components of a marriage. So before we talk about healthy components of a marriage, you need to understand what the marriage is. And for me, it's a journey. So think about it like a timeline, something moving, and then you have your own line, and then there's a second line that your spouse has. It's both of you coming together to form a new journey. It's not, I mean, as a single lady, you were going on your own journey, and your spouse, maybe as a single guy, was going on his own journey. Marriage is that bit where you guys come together. It means that you're trying to align. It's not easy to align because you have different upbringings, different mindsets, different mentalities, different phases of time. There's so many different temperaments. We were different people all together. So it's kind of difficult. People think it's just easy. You come together and boom, you just form a happy marriage because I'm a good person, mashallah, and he's a good person. Everybody's good. Look, two good people can have a very disastrous marriage. It takes more than being good. It takes more than being religious. It takes a lot to align. So when we talk, so understanding what the marriage is to begin with is the first step to knowing what you bring onto it. So if we agree that it's a journey, it's a united journey of two people coming together, it means that understanding is key. And this takes me to a point that Sister Inka did make. And I think previously, I think the last time I was on, I think on the Zoom session with Mike, it's been quite a bit. This did come up. It's important. It begins with self-knowledge, knowledge of yourself. If you don't know yourself, how do you know what it is you present, what it is you offer? You want to join someone else's path and you don't know who you are. How do you know that you're able to key into the person's life? How does the person know? So a question that comes up all the time, and we ask, what do you bring to the table? And sisters get pissed at the question. Why are you asking me what do you mean? I'm like, look, if you have something valuable to bring, sisters, you're not going to get pissed. You'll be happy. Ask me what I bring to the table. I'll tell you, yes, I bring confidence. I bring peace to your life. I bring resourcefulness. I bring, all of those things. You will just be listening. The guy said, will run away and say, man, thank you. Okay, I know you bring something. And then brothers too, like, you ask a brother, what do you bring? And the brother is getting pissed off, thinking you're asking about money. Maybe a brother that is not well to do will then start getting angry and all of that. Look, if you have something to offer, it doesn't need to be money and all of that, but it begins with knowledge of self. If you don't know yourself, how can you know what you bring? If you don't know what you bring, how can you know that you want to key into someone else's journey? So that's it. Now, from knowledge of self, goes back to what Sister Yinka did say, knowledge of the other person then is absolutely key. So you know what you bring. How do you know that the other person is what you want? How does the other person prove to you? It's not just you to prove to the person is to be able to prove to you as well. So we're looking at components of a healthy marriage. So knowledge of self, it begins with knowledge of self, knowledge of spouse, But then if I'm going to point to one thing, so there are so many of the little, not so little bits that people talk about and go, humility and good character, all of them. No, for me, I'll pick if I pick one thing, I'd say it is commitment. That for me is the one that births every other thing. Commitment. Look, it doesn't matter where you start from or what sort of journeys you guys have. If you have two people committed to that same journey, don't forget we've spoken about knowledge of self and knowledge of the other person. So you both know what you're trying to form, right? If both of you can stay committed to that course, it's not like you're not going to fail. It's not like you make slips, you will do different things. You will fight, you do all of it. But that commitment is what ensures that you fall down when you start back again. You stand up again, you keep going, And somewhere down the line, we've been married 20 years. We've been married 30, 40, 50 years. And you wonder, how did you get to 50 years? It's because they both stayed committed to the same goal and they kept on trying. So if I'm going to pick one thing, it's commitment. I mean, of course, knowledge of self and knowledge of spouse is based, and that's basic, but commitment is the biggest of them all that I will pick. Of course, we're assuming that, pulling Allah into everything, I'm assuming that's a constant, right? Because of course, there's nothing that's going to be possible without Allah, but commitment is the one key thing that I would emphasize.
Thank you so much. I'm loving this, by the way, mashallah.